Peace, love, and harmony, family. I am Infinite Elevation, consciously keeping high vibrational love frequencies alive on the planet abundantly. Because we real J's know elevation is the way to grow exponentially abundantly. Can you feel me? Now let's get to this. First, I would like to address the music in the background. It is not something that I'm playing and I have no control over it. It's being played by the occupants upstairs. But nevertheless, this doesn't slow us down. So let's get into this message today. Life gives us a new canvas and inspires us to go through what we go through, co-creating pieces of ourselves, highlighting beauty within ourselves. So today's message is about how to go through what we grow through. You know, Grand Rising Edward, Grand Rising Beautiful, and how to grow through what we go through. And I could only speak from my life experiences because I had a lot of going through, and it wasn't easy. And I can tell you, it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of courageousness, a lot of courage to grow through life experiences that can be traumatic, can be painful, and sometimes extremely depressing. Yes, I have siblings, but none like me. I am one of a kind. I am what you call um, the black sheep of the family, the chosen one. So she has similar traits like mine, but her lifestyle is totally different. But she's a beautiful person, nevertheless, in my eyes. I have unconditional love for her. You know. Nevertheless, um, sometimes I wonder where our family goes. I lost my sister. Well, remember, I will just come off my topic for a little bit to address your topic. When we die, remember, it's energy hosted the body. So, energy being the consciousness that operates the body now. So, when we die, that consciousness goes back into the realms and it sits there, especially if it's not in alignment with the highest truth. It sits in a space to return to embody itself in a new host, which probably might be born into the same bloodline, but by an aunt or uncle or somebody to carry on to reincarnate and realign to the higher stages of consciousness. And we have a lot of that going on right now on the planet, where have died and reincarnated into conscious families now and coming to learn about their 5D states. Yeah, although her avatar is still living, yes, definitely. You know, if they don't wake up while being a human being, it will eventually reincarnate and come back in timeline. So that's why it's not a big issue for people who are asleep now. If they die in state, they will come back to finish what it started, so to speak now. The only thing is that if they choose to give their soul to a bot, or to have their bodies subjected to chips, or become a part human, part man, part robot, part man. That's the only thing that will not have them embody another lifetime, or to see another lifetime, because the soul never really died, but it is not subjected to anything outside itself, so it cannot be reincarnated if it subjects itself to a bot. That's why I say on this timeline, everybody have a choice to choose to live and serve in their humanity, or go down with the 3D plan for their life. I must have been a total ass, only talking about myself all the time. I wasn't in tune to her reality and what she was going through at the time. Okay, well, what are you trying to tell me, Edward? Was she having a different experience to yours? Because if she was having a different experience to yours, it would mean that she was somewhat in and out of conscious states. But now that she is in that, if she's still in that space, and you are now the one picking it up, it means that the energy from the both of you are transmuting. It's actually transmitting back to you, because you have started to recognize it in her, so it will start to transmit back to you. So don't feel any way. And as I always tell people, when others die, don't feel sad about it. Rejoice, because they get to come back and fulfill the mission. And if you are the one fulfilling the mission in the present moment while she's exiting, you understand, it means that she has the opportunity to come and live her best life on a 5D timeline, because you now are awakened to it. So if you don't have kids now, and you do have kids, you can probably come back onto your timeline, where you now get to nurture your sister. But it wouldn't be a sister, probably it would be a child, or somebody else in your bloodline will birth her back into reality, and have that conscious state with you as her brother. You have to understand it. The energy never really dies. That's why we say nerds. The energy never ever really dies now. It is always recycled. Just like everything on the planet is recycled. Like the dry leaves are turned into manure to feed the plant that release the leaves. Everything is recycled. You gotta look at life like it. Everything is recycled. Everything is recycled, and everything comes back in higher conscious states to now give her a better experience. I could have allowed her to come out and let her be who she is, but I felt it was not real. Now I know she was afraid of trying to come out of her persona. Well, what I will tell you, Edward, don't feel guilty about what has transpired, because everything is happening for a reason. There is no consequences. You understand? In the sense that because now you can sit and have realizations about what it is transpired between you and her. That's why I tell you, her conscious states that you recognize that you are now learning about is now being transmitted to you for a purpose, for you to use that purpose for yourself now, so that you heal your family timeline, the generational curses that have been in that time. So because you are aware of that now, you come as the chosen one now to change the trajectory in that in your family lineage. Oh, I was completely blind and asleep as well. Well, this is why I'm telling you, you know, everything happens for a reason, you know. And I don't want you to ever feel guilty about that. Don't feel guilty about what happened to your sister. Know that you gotta watch what the divine is doing, what the divine is causing you to look at now, you know, from one perspective to the next perspective. All right, I didn't see it from that point of view then, but now I can see it now that I have awakened to what was going on there at the time. But God uses sister to bring that to you, because if there were things in her that she herself couldn't overcome from traumatic events and stuff, now use a stronger source that is now fully tapped into everything that is going on around the space that it is occupying, right? So now you come like you are the one chosen now to change the trajectory for your family, lifestyles, curses, whatever it is that kept your family in a state of lower vibrational frequencies. So just be grateful for it, you know. Don't worry about your sister. You'll get to meet her and you will know. You will get to meet her in another life. You will know, in another lifetime, you will know. She will come in on another generational lifetime. The connection will be greater than anybody else you have in your space. And the personalities or the characters of her, you will make it out in a new avatar. And now you get to work with her from a pure state and bring her back into that conscious state, so to speak. So you become like the big daddy, and the baby sis and the baby, the sister being the baby, and you now teaching the baby how to navigate your original state of 5D consciousness within yourself. And now that it will bring a healing to that consciousness, because it's in a different body. It will bring healing to that child now, who will now grow up and carry out that for future generations and future timelines to come through. Yes, maybe she will have a Trinidad accent. I know everybody just kind of be like, gosh, Trini people speak broken English, but it is what it is. We understand each other, and a lot of people ask us, we use different terms. We use different terms for different things. Like line means party here. You know, let me go on, line means party, and na means, you know, no one. Yeah, I know. But I like to be real with myself now, you know. I don't come down from the accent or try to be something else that I'm not, because this is the space I grew up, but I can be cordial with my words, but I'm just more free with being me now, you know. All right, so let's go back into how to grow through what we go through now, you know. And I love that you brought up this with your sister, no? It's also a definition of you growing through what you go through, from observation, from sacrifice, from negativity, from traumas, from pain, from all these different things. You grow through. So now you get to see a different perspective, and you can now take from what you go through and change the way you see it, and now apply the greatest versions of yourself to it now. When I mean the greatest version, like adding love to it, you know, being more mindful, being grateful for the fact that you're come through and you understand and you know it's a whole different direction that you're heading in and all these different things. So this is what it means to grow through what you go through now. So I'll give you another example. Yesterday when I had my live, I mentioned about me and the guy selling the thing, selling the device to him, and I got a deeper lesson when I went out today on my morning walk, you know, and the deeper lesson was this to me, because when I realized to myself the situation that happened was because of the device, which I am of tiny franchise to the actual supplier of the device. And while I was walking today, I had a greater perspective, you know, and that showed me a lesson for myself. And it showed me that, you know, I will be responsible for the people that I am selling this device to, while the person who actually is the owner of the devices taking the blow. So I become like a middleman, taking the licks for the man who actually supplies the device. And I said to myself when my walk today, I said, for me, you know, because when it's not working, it all comes back to me. And I had one of my buyers return to me yesterday, and he wasn't furious or anything like that, and I had to calmly tell him, you know, well, I can't help him because I am only a supplier, a small franchise of a big company that actually making the devices that are not working properly on other devices. So I can't help him. I can't even refund him his money because he already put it up on his phone and parts of it are already used and working. I am only charging about 30% of it as my profit income. And I realized to myself, I don't need a headache. I don't need a headache. You know, so I can do without business like that now. You know, so it taught me that while doing things, or you know, or trying, or not trying, or co-creating masterpieces of yourself is not to be a middleman or middlewoman, you know, to make an income for yourself now, or to have anything for yourself, you know. And I quit. I let it go, and I like, you know what, time to cut that cord that's not serving me, and I let that go today, you know, because it would mean that it would keep me in a loop, always having to deal with people and not having them deal with the actual person who is making those devices now, you know. It went deeper for me than what I'm actually saying, you know, because I see it into my life too, also as a part of a conscious state, you know. So to not be the middleman or the middleman. I'm not to not be the middlewoman, because ultimately it's like the system. Let me talk about the system, because that's how I see it now on an even deeper perspective. You know, so I take things that happen in my reality and I go deeper with it now. You know, it's like they put out stuff for us to use, to consume, or whatever the case may be, you know. And we had the choice now to make a decision. Well, before we were asleep, we had the choice to make a decision whether or not we wanted that in our reality. But because of our unconscious state, everything that they put out, we would just go with it, not ask any questions, you know, and you know, allow that thing now to be a part of our reality, unknowingly to us, that is not good for us. Just like these chips and these AI machines and stuff. And I say now AI is a bad thing, because AI used the right way, we get AI to work for us. But Because that's why I say I dive in deeper here. Because we already give consent to that. Anything that happened to it, they don't take the blame. They blame it on us after they put it out, and the reason for they blaming it on us is because we give consent to indoctrinating that into our reality, or embodying that in our reality. So this is why we're saying to you today, beautiful souls, how to grow through what you go through. Now when you go through stuff and you can see it from different perspective, kind of from deep perspective, and why things occur in our life, and why everything is not a coincidence, everything happening for a reason. You understand? It is happening for us to learn the lesson, to grow, and now give that new meaning, give that take the new canvas that God, Sword, Father, Mother, God, whatever you want to call our energy is given us, because that's what it's doing. It actually wiping the canvas clean, and giving us a new energy, a new canvas, a new consciousness that is more beautiful from learning. Because remember, we are the observers, and we are all fragments of God, and all of that is being projected back to God in the Akashic records now, to sit down and say, well, we don't want this, we don't want that, we don't want this, and now bring that to our 5D consciousness, awake and aware of what it is we are consciously co-creating for ourselves, So this is why I say, grow through what you go through. Don't just leave things hanging in the air. Don't feel like this is burdening me, this is worrying me, this is whatever the case may. Sit with it. I do it all the time. Sit with it, and if it's like this, do like this. Look at it from all different directions. Yeah, look at it from all different directions and ask. The universe is always waiting for you to ask. Ask yourself how to grow through this experience. What lessons is it showing you? Why is it showing you these lessons? How to overcome these lessons? What was the purpose of the lessons? And let me tell you, all the answers just come fluttering in. Like me, I had that experience. It's yesterday? No, the day before I had an experience, and look, I'm still channeling lessons. I'm still growing through what I went through or go through from the incident that happened that day. So I'm saying to you today, beautiful souls, to grow through what you go through, you got to allow everything to unfold to you. Don't try to what's the word I'm looking for here, boy? Let it go without learning. You have to, if you let it go without learning, it will repeat itself again until you learn the lesson. And I can tell you, the amount of lessons I learned, I don't let nothing repeat in my life again, because I know on the first onset what goes on from not learning the lesson. It caused more pain, it caused more disorder, unease, and all these different things, So I let everything happen. And like I say, I'm always prepared to go through the challenges now, because, and some of it, I don't have any challenges because I've already grown through it. So when it surfaces back up in my reality, it just surfaces up and I let go of it. If it's something new that I need to learn, I sit with it. I allow everything to unfold for me to have a deeper understanding for myself, for the external reality that I am viewing, and why it had to happen for me now to grow through it and grow through it. So I say to you today, beautiful souls, because it's a beautiful thing to grow. It is. It's like you're this little seed and you pop out of the ground and you're peeping at the world about you and you only seen all these big trees, these big plants, everything, and you're like, how are you gonna get up there, boy? You know? And you watching while you are this little seedling watching everything around you big and beautiful, and you think to yourself, well, I need to get up there too. And sometimes the motivation is so much that you want to for yourself and not in competition with anything around you. Your motivation is so much that you want to be on top there too with them. You understand? So you start to grow, you start to nurture yourself, you start to make sure you get up every day, you get your sunlight, you get your water, you understand? If you're wealthy, make sure you be known, hey, I need water, you know? So, and this is how the planet operates. Once the plants and them start to wealth, it's because it drawing from the earth, it sends out an energetic vibration that, hey, we need water down here. Yeah. And so everything is connected, you know? So, and it's the same with you and the universe and the earth, you know, it is always teaching you to grow through what you go through. You ever see out in the forest how some seeds come and some don't? And the ones that come are the ones that are more empowered to grow, while the ones that pop out and go back in and die is the ones that don't have the determination and discipline to grow. And this is what is going on the planet here right now. You have some listening to yourself and some just stuck in their ways. You know, is stuck in that, and this is what will happen. You know, that's why I always say when I'm speaking that the universe, Father, Mother, God is taking away the chaff from the wheat. You understand? Separating them now. And it is not literally saying, you go there, you go there. It gives a choice. You know, you understand? It gives a choice for you to grow from what you went through or stay in the filter. Because some things like filter and it have a choice. Everything have a choice. While the universe goes in one direction, you have the choice to stay there or to come with it, you know. And it doesn't really care whether or not you stay down there, but it does care if you come with it, because it will show you a more beautiful, greater lifestyle, freedom, everything. It will show you that I am living that every day in my life, and it's true growth, true going through the muck and the stains and the grinds and the let it be so overwhelming, so overburdening, so painful, so everything. But I can tell you, when you push yourself out and get beyond all the weeds and make sure you get all the sunlight, and you know, it becomes effortless to your life. Now I live in effortless states. I know everything that I manifest in my life will come true. You know, I know this. I don't worry about what will happen and all these different things. You know, I'll give you another example before I go. Right? And I wasn't even worried about it. You know, I bought fruits last week, and we now started coming to fruits. I still have a little market. I still shopping and things in between. And my budget has decreased now. When I say budget, my currency, my paper currency had decreased now, and I say to myself, well, I need a supply of fruits for the upcoming weeks until the universe sends me magic money again, right? Or money from my business now. And I can tell you, I was yesterday when I went out, and I didn't want to go out, I will tell you that, and I keep hearing with myself, you need to go out. Today is a day you need to go out. And I said, okay, whatever, I'm going out today. And as soon as I put my foot out the door, and wasn't even 1 mile into the walk, One neighbor called me, 4 popo. You understand? 4 popos. Another one, I went up into the waterfall space. I got 3 apples, a pineapple. What else I got again? Some tonka bean. And I have 5 fingers from the tree in my yard. And I say to myself, you know what? I really, 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 really loved and guided and protected. I have no doubts in myself. So that's why I tell you, the more you experience yourself and you grow through what you go through, you get to trust the universe with your life now, like I do. You know, I live in surrender mode all the time. You know, I don't have to, if something happening externally that not serving my life, or if I am in a space where things seems a little bit slow, I know that only gonna be there for just a small period in time while the universe brings what is beneficial for my life now, because I'm always channeling from my heart now. And I can tell you, whatever happening in front of me, I just let it go. I like, you know what? Universe got me anyway, and this is just a moment. So the more we grow through what we go through now, we get to understand deeply that we don't have to hold on to the things that affected us now. We just have to let it go and learn the lessons and grow through the lessons and apply our greatest versions now. We know what our greatest versions is, because our greatest versions when cause distortions and when cause pain, it when cause anger, it when cause guilt, it when cause shame, it when cause none of these things now. You understand? Because it knows that this was just a lesson for growth now. And this is how to grow through what we go through. I hope this was edifying to some of you all, and that you have learned something today, and take it to your heart, so that you know, to not take everything personal in a way that affects your energy or keeps you stagnant and all these different things. No, but learn the lessons and grow through the lessons, because I can tell you, you will end up in a space of peacefulness with yourself now, knowing that everything for your life is well taken cared of for your life. I experience it every day. Every single day I experience it. And so can you too, beautiful souls. You've got this. Once again, I am Infinite Elevation, consciously keeping high vibrational love frequencies alive on the planet abundantly. Because we real G's know elevation is the way to grow through what we go through abundantly. To have a beautiful, spectacular, wonderful, magical, awesome, amazing day, just as you are, filled with infinite potentials that is beautiful and true to your heart, mindfully projecting in reality the truth of who you are. Surrendering you to the universe and knowing within yourself the beauty beholding in yourself, co-creating the masterpiece and highlighting that beauty within yourself into reality, showing up as blessings, breakthroughs, and miracles for your life endlessly, because you remain true to your innate beauty and have the universe take care of the reality you choose to live and be, and the states you choose to be in now and for all eternity. And to my dear Edward, you're most welcome, darling. I'm here to serve, and I'm always happy to dive deeper with those who choose to dive deep and learn about themselves much deeply and understand why love is here to serve all of humanity. Have a beautiful day now. I love all of you. Hi! Vibrational! Woohoo! 5D New Earth Stars. Bye. Have a beautiful Sunday. Sunday is the fun day. Not Sunday, not literally Sunday, like the day Sunday, but sunshine day. I love you all. Bye for now. See you in your new day.